You have just finished reading the Building Your Knowledge, The Wonder of Flowering Plants. And I hope that it's inspired lots of questions in you about how plant reproduction happens. So, three things that I want you to be thinking about as you grow your knowledge about reproduction in plants is what structures do many flowers have that aid in their reproductive success? And what are the functions of those structures? What do they do to serve in the reproductive process for plants? So, I'm sharing with you a little bit of a flower garden that I have here, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. But you can see that there are some parts all that are all labeled here, and I'd like you to be taking notice because I'll have a task for you in just a little bit. Another question I want you to be thinking about is what cause and effect relationships occur once pollination happens. And the final question I want you to be thinking about is after fertilization, an egg develops into a seed and the ovary swells into a fruit. Why would this be advantageous for a plant to use its energy and resources to grow these kinds of structures? So, the question that I have for you now is I would like you to figure out a way to develop a model of a plant's structures so that we can learn more about the function of those structures through reproduction. And we know now that there are lots of pollinators that make help to make that happen. And I'd like you to use your creativity, anything that you have at home. It could be things that you think might be going into the garbage to create a 3D model of a flower. And on your 3D model of a flower, you must have probably at least five structures labeled on there. There's lots more, but I want you to focus on at least five structures. And you'll be picking the structures that you want to highlight. And you'll need to be thinking about what those structures' functions are for the purpose of reproduction for that plant. How do those structures serve the plant in its survival? Once you are done with that, you will share your 3D model with your classmates on Flipgrid, and you'll explain each of those structures and tell us what the function is and tell us a little bit about the 3D model that you created.